Bournemouth 2, Arsenal nil. A disgrace of a performance from Arsenal. All the tweets of the Invincible have gone up for a toss. Another red card for Arsenal Football Club, this time for the Rolls-Royce defender William Saliba. I think the engine is shattered now. Let's break down the game and see how it went. For all those people who have seen the game yesterday, they all know that even with 11 men on the pitch, Arsenal were playing pretty much bang average. There was no control on the game, there was no position, no transition, no attack that actually could have hurt Bournemouth. So, for anybody who says right now that this particular thing changed the game, yes, it did change the game in a way that Arsenal went down to 10 men and then the game changed a bit. But in terms of performance, Arsenal were for the first 30 minutes, they were bang average. At this point, I'm pretty much convinced that Leandro Trossard is a better coming off as a sub for Arsenal rather than starting the game. He could have made the left wing position his with Martinelli being out of form for the last 1.5 years. But every time he comes up as a regular starter, he doesn't pull up any trees either. This game, he had a very average performance for the first 30 minutes and then he overhits a pass, which brings William Saliba into this particular situation that we are going to talk about now. Now, I personally felt that William Saliba was lucky to get away with a yellow card initially, where you would have seen the same scenario a lot of times where player will get a red card, and but unfortunately that was something that was bound to happen in this game as well, where the VAR intervened with the referee. They sent him to have another look, and then he came back and cancelled the yellow card and gave a red card for William Saliba. To be fair, there have been incidents where you would have seen this same scenario and players coming off with a yellow card. Well, they are lucky, but in the social media I've seen, oh, the PGML, they have an agenda against Arsenal, the Premier League has an agenda against Arsenal, the refs have an agenda against Arsenal. But to be all honesty, we were pretty much bang average even for the first 30 minutes. Now this does disrupt the game and has a major impact on the game and what happened, but still we should have been playing better. We should be more conscious about what we are trying to do whenever we are trying to foul a player. This was a last man tackle. Even though the ball was miles away, maybe William Saliba, if he would have run, he would have maybe caught the ball before the player. But still, why would you make that challenge when you know you're the last man? You know that there are chances where this could be given and converted to a red. I personally feel that this was a big mistake from William Saliba and he should have not done that. Maybe the player is just looking for that soft touch from William Saliba, where he knows the moment he touches me, I'll go down. I know that he's the last man. I know that I can get him off the pitch, and he will try all the things that he can. There is no sportsmanship in Premier League, so let's forget those days where the player will try to keep up and try to run, even though he will try to fend off, do a maybe shoulder to shoulder kind of thing. So gone are those days, people. Gone are those days. We need to make sure that we don't do anything stupid that can get us a man down. Now, this was something interesting that happened during the whole scenario with William Saliba, where he was initially given a yellow card from the referee. Then VAR kicked in, and Howard Webb, who is the chief officiating officer for VAR and all the referees in the Premier League, he was seen on his phone and trying to have a conversation. Now, later today, Premier League have come back and said that he didn't intervene any of the decisions that the VAR team made. It was totally VAR team who asked the referee to go back and have a look at the footage, as they felt that maybe it should be a red card, and asked the referee to go there. But this was something that was tweeted by Jamie Carragher. Was Howard Webb involved in the decision making for the red card for Saliba? And he quickly deleted it. But this thing where he has a conversation with the VAR team, the team said that he was just listening to the conversation and he was not actually trying to give any inputs. But it looks a bit fishy, where why would you try to have a conversation? You have come to look at the game, trying to watch the game. So I personally feel that it is a bit interesting on what he was doing. Now with this incident, Arsenal have now received 3 red cards in their opening 8 Premier League games. The first one was for Declan Rice against Brighton at 49th minute, Leandro Trossard against Man City again in added time on the first half, and William Saliba in the 30th minute against Bournemouth. All the 3 red cards could have been avoided they were something that could be either ignored by the referee, or the Arsenal players should have been more careful in order to not do something like this. And all of them coming in the first half, which totally changed the game for Arsenal. They were initially lucky to come with a point on all the previous two games against Brighton and against Manchester City, but I think the luck has now gone out, and this time Arsenal came back with a 2-0 defeat at Bournemouth. Now, in the middle of everything that was going wrong for Arsenal in terms of tactics, in terms of being a man down, in terms of ball position, there was one chance that fell to Gabriel Martinelli. Now, if you see this, he was through on goal. He could have composed himself in a better way and took the shot. This was just a minute before Bournemouth scored their first goal via their set piece. So this could have been a perfect chance for Arsenal to take a lead and trying to defend then. But unfortunately for Gabriel Martinelli, I don't know what you people think. I think he missed a sitter, an absolute sitter. It should have been a goal for Arsenal, and Arsenal should have been 1-0 up at this moment in game. Now on the social media, a couple of things were really getting viral, and one of them was the last year when there was a similar tackle that was made on Bukayo Saka by the Aston Villa defender, and he got away from with a yellow card. Now we see they are more or less in a similar situation. Now Saka, if anybody is fair, he would have easily taken the ball and drove to the goal. So in terms of pace and composure, I think he would have at least hit on the target for sure. But there was a foul, and the Aston Villa defender came away from with a yellow card. But that was not the same case here, and in my personal opinion, that should have been a red as well, even though it was not given. But that doesn't mean that these kind of tackles are not red card tackles. These are red card tackles whenever you make a last man tackle. There was one more thing that was circulating over social media where they tried to say that if there is a too much gap. So let me try to show it to you people. Yeah, here it is. So if you see here where they try to say that things to consider for denying a goal or a clear goal scoring opportunity, distance between the offense and the goal. And for the Saka's case as well, Saka is still more further up the pitch than the incident that happened with William Saliba. And even though he got a red card and the other player, the Aston Villa defender, he came away with a yellow card. So there was a lot of debate that was happening. There was one thing that I verified it and checked on Google as well, where I'm not sure how true this is from the UEFA Executive Committee, where taking down the last man or denying a goal scoring opportunity will no longer be a red card offense according to a new mandate from UEFA Executive Company. I don't know, now it only stands out for the maybe the Champions League or something like that. I'm not sure about that, but this is definitely there on Google. You can just write the same thing on the Google and you can see that it's there. But I do believe that this is a bit unfair to Arsenal, where decisions have not been consistent when it comes to, but let's not forget that we were absolutely shambles in the first 30 minutes of the game. It was not that we were dominating. It was not that we were giving a good fight to Bournemouth. We were not creating anything at all. Now, I really need to talk about a couple of players here. I don't know what are your thoughts, but Calafiori, he looks like an Italian model, but not fit at left back. Maybe I'm too early to say this, but when it comes to defending, this guy really needs to step up. He is not the Maldini that was promised. He is some Italian model that has just come to Arsenal. I'm really scared right now of his defensive attributes. Going forward, he is good, but we need a player, a left back, to defend first, attack later. And defensively, he doesn't look that sound. Now let's talk about Raheem Sterling. I don't know if we owe Chelsea something that we keep buying Chelsea players as a transfer, as a loan player. I don't know what is wrong with Arsenal. Raheem Sterling, he looks horrible. He cannot pass, he cannot shoot, he is trying to dribble past player with no link up play. I am not sure what Arsenal have bought him for. Currently, looking at the things that he's doing, he doesn't even suit as a squad player for Arsenal. Ben White had a horrible game as well, but I think we can let him off because he was injured and he's just coming back. But now we understand that how much timber is needed, and maybe Ben White can pick it up maybe in the upcoming games. Now let's talk about Mikel Merino. This might be a bit early as well, and maybe a lot of you might not agree with me, but man, this guy is slow. And I think he's even slower than Jorginho, who has 30 pace on FIFA. I have seen a double-decker bus turn quickly than Merino. I don't know what is wrong with this guy, what we have seen in him. He cannot run. I think passing wise, he is okay. He is not something that is out of the box. Yesterday, to be honest, I was missing Granit Xhaka. I missed Granit Xhaka. I think Granit Xhaka would have ran better on the pitch. He would have played better, given better balls. This man, this guy cannot just run. I don't know. I really need to check, or if somebody knows what is his pace on FIFA, do let me know in the comment section. But as of now, I think he can improve in the upcoming games. There is still time, but I think he had 2 weeks of international break where he had some rest. He played some games. He would have now got a good amount of training sessions. But speed wise, I don't think the speed can improve. I think maybe the technical ability on how he sees the game, how he tries to contribute, that can change. But I think the speed, like I have been a pace merchant in FIFA, so let me be honest there. But this guy, I think he's slower than Jorginho. Now, there were a total of 5 people who got red cards in yesterday. So we have William Saliba there as well, added to the list, which was the last game for Saturday. And the first one was from Mohamed Kudus, where he took the game and slapped, I think, almost 2-3 of Tottenham players. It was good to see at that moment, but then not good to see when you get your player sent off as well. That's where people say that you should not celebrate too early. Now, I personally have started questioning SofaScore rating. Now, SofaScore's rating has given Raheem Sterling a 6.5, where I think he had a bang average performance of maybe 4. Mikel Merino, I think there was 1 or 2 good passes that he gave, but there was when it comes to running this guy, I think they really need to do something. Kai Havertz, I think he tried to do a lot, but I think 6.7 is fair for him. Leandro Trossard, I think he should get a 5 as well. Declan Rice, I think he was the only player who was driving up and down the pitch, but he is not a number 8. He is good as a defensive midfielder, sitting back, protecting the back four at number 6, but not a player. I have told this to my friends as well. So, like I've told them that I have never seen. So they appreciate Declan Rice, but I told them that I have never seen Declan Rice trying to put a good through, a good pass, or drive the ball and make a good shoot. He doesn't have those abilities at all. He can intercept the play, disrupt the play, take the ball back and try to pass it to the nearest player. But he can never provide that killer pass or killer through that can change the game for Arsenal. He is just not that player. And I think maybe now people are coming to realize it, but I have been saying this for the past 1 year that I have, apart from Elnenis will give the same sideways pass that Declan Rice gives. There is no difference. In terms of defensive ability, I do agree he does a very good job, but he's playing as a number 8 right now, so it doesn't help Arsenal in any way or form. In terms of William Saliba, I think 5.4. I think he could have got less. He got a red card in the first 30 minutes. Ben White, he was cooked. Ricardo Calafiori, I think I would have given him a more less. And when it comes to Gabriel Magalhaes, I think he was the best defender. And along with Thomas Partey, I think they were the player who were trying to do something. Thomas Partey, I think, made some really good passes, showed some really good composure. In terms of chances and expected goals, Arsenal has 0.58 to Bournemouth's 1.66. Big chances 4:2. Total shots 13-6. Goalkeeper saves 1:2. Corner kicks 7:4. So in terms of goalkeeper save, we only created one chance where we made Bournemouth's keeper to save. Now make it make sense, people, what we were doing in the first 30 minutes and the rest of the 70 minutes. And I think it was just that chance that Martinelli shot at the keeper. In terms of foul, it was 12-11. In terms of passes, we did make more passes, but what is the point of making more passes if you cannot even try to shoot at the keeper? In terms of tackles, it was 16:16. In terms of free kicks, it's 11:12. Yellow cards 1:1, and 1 red card for Arsenal, as you already know. Now, for all the people who are still thinking that no, it was a harsh decision against Arsenal, Arsenal will still win the league, I think you are deluded, and I think maybe the fan base should start getting a very clear idea. We had the whole summer to buy a striker that could change the game for Arsenal, buy a attacking midfielder who could really help Odegaard. Merino is not the guy. At least one now. We didn't buy a striker at all. We are now relying on Havertz and Jesus, who will dribble past everyone but just not shoot. In terms of the defeat, this is Arsenal's first away loss in 2024, which is not a bad thing, but we had warning signs in against Southampton, against Leicester City. We were not playing well, where we had to drill through and get the winning goal, and we were seeing these signs very early on. We really need to start bringing us up, trying to make sure that we control the game a bit better. We really need to start doing that. In terms of Declan Rice, he said that we kicked ourselves in the foot 3 times this season in 8 games. We have got away with it twice. The naivety of it is we have to go and stop making mistakes because we want 11 players for 90 minutes. And I think that's absolutely true. That we have kicked ourselves. It's not something like referee cannot come and give you a red card or a yellow card just like that if you don't do anything. If you don't make that stupid challenge, referee won't come and give you that. So we did make it. Now, if the question is where it was harsh or it was maybe a bit unfair, that's totally irrelevant. You should not make that things where you give a chance to the ref to make decisions against you. Mikel Arteta, when he was asked, he said that we had the biggest chance in the game with Martinelli. You put that away, then game is on. Big chance to win it, and then on the other end we concede a goal. It's a game of errors, and tonight we made 2 big ones, and it cost us the game. We had the biggest chance with the 10 men that you are going to have, 2 or 3 situations, and no more. We didn't capitalize and got punished. I think he really thought that Martinelli could have buried it. I think he says it twice. But anyways, I think it was an eye opener for Arsenal and Arsenal fans that they cannot keep getting away by going 10 men down. They really need to start controlling the game a bit better, making sure that they don't do anything stupid. So that is the video then and there, people. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about Merino? What should Arsenal change? We have a tough fixtures coming up and we really need the team to step up. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.